What's up, YouTube? It's your boy King Tyson, and I'm back. Before we get to it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you always watch full video. Hit the like button because we are on the road to 1K, and we're slowly getting there, but shorty. But hey, man, when it comes to Jada, bruh, it's like when you look at all the moments of her and Will together from like throughout the years, it looked like she did not want to be there. It looked like for sure if Tupac was to pop up right now and say I'm on Mars, she is gonna find a way to get there. ASAP. It's crazy, bro. Like, man, fellas, do not end up like Will. And ladies, don't end up with a Jada or with a man like Jada. Be careful, man. For real.
Okay, you guys, so we know Jada is public enemy number one. She has a lot of people that feel some type of way about her, especially since she's been writing this book called Worthy. She's been doing a lot of interviews, sharing a lot of secrets, a lot of business between herself and Will, and a lot of business between herself and Tupac. Now, recently she came out and said that Tupac proposed to her while he was in jail. Take a look.
And so when he asked me to get married, he was at Rikers. And I knew at that time that, he needed somebody to do time with him, which I was going to do anyway. He didn't have to marry me to do time, right? I'm here. Like, he needed a rock. He needed, because of our friendship and because of everything.
Oh, man, bruh. I love Jada, bro. I still got love for Jada, man. It's just this stuff it's making you look hella bad. It's like, are you saying all this stuff to sell your book? Because if so, that's crazy. Because the person that was at least reportedly the last person that was with Tupac, the last girlfriend, last fiance, whoever, I ain't never seen her do no interview, no post, no no nothing, no respond back, nothing, bro. I can't even picture what she looks like today. Like, that's crazy, bro. The person that who we all know, at least some would know, that he was with, ain't never said nothing. The lady, like from from the Tupac movie, the lady when he went to that room when he was in Las Vegas after he had the little scuffle, never said nothing. To this day, I have never seen nobody post nothing about her. Nothing. But you, the side chick, the best friend, the secret lover, is saying all this stuff. In my opinion, I think it's just to sell that book. If that book is flop, it's going to be crazy. And it's like, the whole thing with Will. It's like, bro, like, he left his wife to be with you. If you don't want to be with him, like, it's like you settle for him because he has, he was financially stable. He was an upcoming, not upcoming, he was still a star, and you knew he for sure he was going to become a bigger star. It's like you last on all this time. This the one day, but you know what? We ain't been together. Here go my book. Talking about me and Tupac. Like, that's crazy, bruh.
We had been through together. He just wanted to feel that solidified foundation. Because I promise you, he would have married me and divorced me as soon as his ass left down.
So now Lady is coming out and saying that Jada is flat out lying. She's claiming that she pieced together the timeline that Jada claimed all this happened, and it just didn't make sense. Now I want you to watch her video, and I want you to let me know in the comments, who do you believe? Do you think Jada is being honest about Tupac proposing to her, or do you think she's lying? Go ahead and take a listen, but that's all I have for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll talk to you later.
Jada's lying, and I have the timeline to prove it. And I'm literally in the middle of moving. That's why I look raggedy, but I cannot handle these fucking lies anymore. Jada is currently on her Pay Attention to Me tour, and she is making all these wild claims, including that Tupac proposed to her while he was at Rikers. Really? The math isn't mathing, so let's take a look. Tupac was convicted of sexual assault charges on February 8th, 1995. From there, he was sent to Rikers Prison, only to be transferred less than a month later to Clinton Correctional Facility. And she specifically said she went to see him. This was not on the phone.
When I go to see him in Rikers, probably one of the more painful parts. Seeing him there, the condition that he was in and having to leave him there.
Cool. So prior to going into Rikers, Tupac already had a girlfriend named Keisha. He proposed to Keisha, her words, in a September 2011 interview. He proposed to Keisha before he even went into prison. They were already engaged. They got married in April. And in the time that he got sentenced and was taken to prison, Keisha actually moved closer to be by him and be by the prison and saw him on a near daily basis.
When he asked me to get married, he was at Rikers.
So you're telling me that in the 3 to 4 week window that he was at Rikers engaged to another woman who had moved closer to the prison and was there almost every day, Tupac proposed to Jada. But hey, Jess, you might be saying to yourself, Tupac wasn't known to be a one-woman man. He was no angel. Fair enough. Let's see where Jada was during February of 1995, which was, as we've already established, the only time she would have been able to see Tupac at Rikers since he was only there for less than a month. You see, Jada had already met Will Smith in 1994 on the set of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but Will Smith was married, so nothing happened between them. But in February of 1995, Will Smith was served divorce papers by his wife. 5 days later, on February 19th, Will called Jada and said, "Are you single?" And she said, "Yep." Will said, "We're together now." Jada said, "No." And she immediately flew to LA. She flew so immediately that when he called her, she was in Maryland at a brand new house she bought. And she never spent a single night in her new house. That's how immediately she flew to LA. Jada, when, in all that time, did you visit Tupac at Rikers and get this fucking proposal? And for the record, Keisha and Tupac stayed married for about 10 months. They got their marriage annulled about 4 or 5 months after Tupac was released from prison. He was bailed out by Suge Knight. It wasn't long after that he...
Well, I guess Jada was right about that. He was going to divorce you as soon as he left up out of there. She was right about that part, though.
Kidada Jones. Kidada Jones is the daughter of legendary Quincy Jones. Kidada looks a little recognizable. You may know her sister, Rashida Jones, who played Karen on The Office. Kidada and Tupac were living together and engaged when Tupac was shot and killed. Kidada was the one that was there at the hospital the night he died. Kidada was handed his bloody clothes. She was the one who told him, "We all love you," before he slipped in.
This what I was talking about right here. Like, bro, she ain't said nothing. Like, that's something to talk about. You can make a whole book on that moment of you being in the hospital with him. Everybody want to know what was happening. Everybody want to know what you was thinking, what he probably was thinking, how he was acting. That'd be a whole book, a whole lifetime movie probably. But Jada the one speaking out. Boy.
To a coma and never woke up. Keisha spoke with Tupac several days before he died because even though their marriage was annulled, they still remained good friends. And I can't help but notice that all of the women who are actually part of his life in a meaningful way are the ones that have just kept quiet. They've kept silent. They've kept their memories to themselves and not tried to use a dead man as their limelight. And the person who's squawking about him the most is making claims that can't even be verified and don't make sense from the perspective of a verifiable timeline.
Now you see why we love you.
Because of our friendship and because of everything we have been through together, he just wanted to feel that solidified foundation.
Because so many people in that position don't have support.
Right.
None at all.
It's crazy that even with, Jada's coming out and saying what she's saying, that Keisha still ain't came out and broke her inside and said no, because again she could have still went viral for that. Like, what? This is who speaking out? She was with this last person that was what? Yeah, like, we want to hear what she talking about. She ain't saying nothing, but you using, like, bro, like, you are famous. You are, and like, you nobody, and like, you just Will Smith's wife. You are Jada Pickett Smith. Forget the Smith part. You are Jada Pickett. Like, stop playing. You don't need none of that stuff to make you go back to the top. Get yourself in a movie. Start yourself a YouTube podcast, a movie, a real podcast, something. You can either do something else other than throwing Will up under the bus and using Tupac to sell your book. That does look bad.
Done.
He got the best.
He did get the best, but not from Jada, because per Will Smith's own words, that him and Jada were pretty much humping all over the world. They were traveling constantly from the first 3 months they were together, all over the world. So Tupac did get some great support, I imagine, from his wife, who moved closer to be with him and visited him every day. And why do I care? Because I'm Gen X. And like any good Gen X person, I grew up on Tupac. We all remember this going down. We all remember where we were when we heard that Tupac got shot or that he died. We all had this fucking hat from Poetic Justice, walking around looking like newsies, slinging newspaper about the Great Depression and FDR. And we're all just sitting here watching Jada spout these lies, being like, do you think no one remembers? Because we all remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers, Jada.
Ain't nobody probably telling because they just probably like, man, well, the internet is making fun of her, but ain't nobody like going to that extent because I guess it really don't matter. And then some of us probably don't have the knowledge of the knowledge of info to break down that timeline because I didn't. I didn't think about it. But when you really do think about it though, if he proposed to you while he was at Rikers, even though it was a short amount of time, he would have said something about that in the interview, like, yeah, I'm married, I'm about to get married, or I just got engaged, or something. Especially if it's his best friend. But no. Come on, man. Catch that video.